Good morning, guys. I am Mama Bear to Many. I am mom to 15, and I am just going to talk about updates for our family. So, most of you know, baby number 15 is in the pediatric NICU at Boston Children's. He has trisomy 18 and has undergone some surgery. So, he had a full cardiac surgery, and he just recently had I can't remember if it's ETV, right? Not EVT. I don't know. One or the other. He just recently had it's like a brain surgery. It's not a shunt. It's what they're trying before they actually do a shunt to see if that would be effective for him. They're doing that because he had a brain bleed when he was born, which happens to a lot of premature babies and two babies who when they're born, they don't have their breath. And so this happened to him because when he was born, his lung collapsed. So, yeah, that is what's going on. There's no more blood like in the brain. That seems to have all dissipated, but there was some extra fluid and they were afraid that it might be putting a little too much pressure on, and they just wanted to, it's nice there because they just treat him like they would treat any other baby, not any different because he has trisomy 18. So why fight for a baby with trisomy 18? I think I'm ready to say that. I think that we fight for our babies. We're moms, we're dads, and we fight for our babies. If you think about it, years ago, trisomy 21 or Down syndrome was a condition that many people did not want to fight for. But because a few people decided to fight for these babies, now we look at Down syndrome totally differently. We look at trisomy 21 totally different than we did even 25 years ago. And why that is because parents and doctors and nurses and all types of staff decided to jump out of the box and take a chance. And so that's what I'm doing with my son. I'm saying, let's give him a chance to be loved. Down syndrome babies can be loved, right? Down syndrome babies, or other medical conditions, they still have a beautiful life. I have seen so many. My daughter has sent me this girl. She's so sweet. She's like, things I want you to know about Down syndrome. That there's still people. Trisomy 18 babies are still people. And that's the key, right? That's the key. I have a friend who has a baby who has trisomy 9 in the same hospital. And it's just, we're fighting for our children to treat specific conditions and only look at the disability as, hey, this seems to happen in a lot of those types of people, but not like, oh, we're not going to do anything because they have this. And I know that Azariah is going to live a wonderful life because he's going to be loved. He's going to bring so much joy and love to our household. That said, I'm really excited. We signed on a house, so we have some place to stay for a year. That has just been a huge relief. I'm here today at Ronald McDonald's house because, sorry, I'm holding the phone. I'm holding the phone because every time I try to put it someplace, I'm pumping and I don't want you to see from here down. So I am trying to just show my head, and every time I try to put it on something, it seems to show lower than that. So you get a little bit of shaky. Anyhow, we have a place, which is super exciting. So we will be moving this weekend. Yes, guys, this weekend, which is exciting because now I know that when Azariah comes home, he'll only need to, we might be at Ronald McDonald's house for a night or two, I'm thinking, and then move to the other house, but we're not going to have to move here, look for housing, move here, whatever. I'm thinking that he'll probably be able to leave at some point in March. I do not know when. I have no clue. It could be March 31st. Is there 31 days? Oh my goodness. I wrote my menu plan for February, and it had more than the amount of days. You see where I am with the tire thing. It's really exciting, and I can foresee opportunities. And there's also things that I want to do for YouTube. Lots of food type things. I want to get back to my family. I want to get back to making meals for my family. I want to get back to grocery shopping for my family. There's also things that I know that if I had done prior to this, it would have been easier for my family to maintain things like making a grocery shopping list, things like making menus and grocery shopping lists together, and then just kind of letting people choose those things that were in the house. I know that sounds really confusing, but you'll see what I'm talking about, because my plan is to try to do that in the future. Basically to make grocery shopping, like be able to do grocery shopping and have the list all for you, because you guys a lot of times ask questions like that. So I'd love to be able to bless you with that. And it will also bless my children if I was ever not home, or if they were in charge of that week, just to have those things available to them as like a backup plan. I also have thought so many things over the past little bit. Some of it is like for us to have spiritual growth. Some of it is for us to have growth as a family. So there's a lot of teaching and training that needs to happen as far as cleaning and organizing things and figuring out what's going on with lives and all that type of stuff. All those conversations need to happen, especially where we need to like regroup from where we were before. I'm also excited to try out some new churches. I'm excited to maybe go to church with one of the friends that we have met here, which is very exciting. Yeah, so many things. Anyway, Azariah, I'm going to tell you about that real quick. So, let me think. He had his head surgery. It is he had it Friday. Today's Monday. So, I ended up coming back last night. Today's Sunday. I ended up coming back last night. I've been getting these headaches that are really bad. They're like in my eyes, and I just want to like close my eyes. And yeah, just really bad headaches. And so at some points, like I'll wake up with them and then kind of feel like stomach sick because my head hurts so bad. I don't know if you've ever been there before, but so then I'll take Tylenol and then try to get something in my stomach to eat to take the Tylenol. And usually within a few hours, it can like clear up. So it's more of just a dull headache. Yeah, but I was like, I think maybe I knew who was going to be his nurse last night, because they had been the nurse the night before, and she's really good with him. So I said, okay, let me leave tonight. I'll go back tomorrow, which is this morning. So I'll go back in a little bit when I'm done pumping and do all the things and see how he is. And also I put some requests just to speak to them during rounds. I want to discuss, well, today he's supposed to have a sedation wean, and I think that we usually do it Monday and Thursday. I think that we should probably wait with that sedation on to Thursday, because he had so many extra things throughout the weekend just to make him comfortable, that it would be kind of, to me, it would be kind of silly, and they'll probably be okay with it. I just asked for that to be put on a note that I was interested in that. Who knows? They could have been thinking the same thing. It's just something. And usually a lot of times if I say something like that, I just wasn't sure if I was going to make it back in time, because it depends on the day, what time they do rounds. It could be anywhere from like 8:30 in the morning till noon time. So just depending on when I get there, if I be there in time for rounds. So they wrote that down. And then also what our future plan is, how they feel, and what needs to happen in order for him to have the G-tube surgery. Yeah, just discussing with all the doctors to see what's going on. So that is, I think, the plan for this week. Next weekend, oh my goodness, tomorrow I'm going back today, spend the night there. Tomorrow I'll come back here because my daughter, I need to think of a name for her. My daughter who has the type 1, not sweet pea, the older daughter who has type 1. She has a Zoom appointment, so I will come back here and do the Zoom appointment with her. Then I'll go back to the hospital. And then Friday, she has an 8:30 in the morning. She has an early appointment over at Boston Children's, so I will come back here. It will really depend. If I know who my nurse is Thursday night, then I might come back here and then bring her just first thing in the morning. If not, I think I'm gonna have to do that. I think I'm gonna have to leave Thursday night and then come back, then bring her there Friday, and then go to the appointment, and then we'll probably spend most of the day there with him, and then leave around like 4 or so, and then come back here. And then Saturday morning, I'm driving the truck and the people that are here up to Wells, and then from there, and then I have to get the keys for the new house, and then I'm gonna measure some spaces. Yeah, things are just totally different. So I have to measure spaces to make sure that bedding and stuff will fit in the spaces that I'm like mentally thinking, because I'm only going to be there for a short period of time. So I'm going there, measuring spaces. Sunday morning, we're going up. I rented a truck, and we will get the truck, load it up with everything. So I kind of have a list of like, these things like must go, and then these would be the next items that I would like to have. But there's something that I want to do different. We have been there for 20 years, and some of the stuff we don't need. So we will go back up at a later point and be having a large yard sale of things that we don't need. So that will be exciting. I think I'm going to take you guys along for at least part of it. Not sure exactly how much I'll be able to get my phone out. I'm trying to decide my pump that I bought that's supposed to be like portable. Only one side works, and I don't know. I think I need to call Amazon. I tried to return it, and it does not want to be returned. They won't let me return it, even though half of it's broken. So I think I need to call them itself. It was expensive. I don't know. I think it was like $250, and it would be really helpful, like as I'm driving up there, and then when I'm driving back. I have to see if we have our charger, and maybe I can bring a charger up there. Either that, or I'll just use the one side of the pump and then just keep rotating it. Anyhow, we have a full week, so I should be back to the hospital by Tuesday, which is the longest that I've left him without anyone. That said, he has a big cry now. So like if he's crying, like you can actually hear him outside of the door, which makes me feel a little more comfortable. Because he can cry for a while without like desatting, without his heart rate going crazy. He can just be irritable, and he almost like has like a growly cry. So beforehand it was hard because he didn't cry loud enough. Now he seems to cry loud enough that somebody can hear that he needs attention. Unless the door is completely shut over, then you can't hear him. But I've actually like kind of experimented, if you would, to see like how far you could hear him. He's not loud like loud babies, but you can hear him, so that's a plus. We've had some really good nurses. Very thankful for all of that. I don't know what their plan is for him, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure that this is like a safe time to travel, because the neurosurgeons had said it needed to be 2 weeks out. And so the Friday that I will leave will only be 1 week post-surgery. So we should be all set so that I would be there for any future events. I think the plan is we're going to bring the stuff to the new house, but nobody's staying in the new house as of yet, because we'll put beds together. We'll, do all the things. I think it will be better if they move into that house sooner than like closer to the time that I'm going to be there, for quite a few different reasons. Right now it's winter and they have outside area that they can just kind of open the door and play outside. This house does not have that. It's more like you need to go for a walk as far as like outside area. But bonuses, it's a house. One, it was really hard to find something that was not an apartment, and I was like, oh, I don't want it to be an apartment, Lord. Like, if it's your will. I was looking way out. So I was looking even into, if we went to Portland area, that would be like 2 hours from Boston Children's, because we're keeping all the doctors that are at Boston Children's currently. And so it'd be like 2 hours, which is longer. I was kind of hoping to stay. I think right now it's like an hour and 15, like without all the, if there's like traffic, traffic's gonna change anything, right? Anything. So yeah, it's an hour and 15 without traffic. And then let me think. I looked outwards to try to find a house. I looked upwards. I looked all over the place, guys, trying to look for a house. And so many of them were not houses, or were, I wouldn't even mind a duplex, but I don't want to be like on top of somebody, because then I know that my kids are going to be loud. I don't want to say loud, but just like walking across the floor is loud when you live in an apartment downstairs. So I was kind of hoping for not that. So we have a house. It does not have a big yard, but it has a spot. It has like a driveway where you can take the cars off the road. I don't know. I feel like it was like the perfect plan. I think I discussed that a little bit in the other video, but I don't know, because I've been so tired. But today I feel a little less tired because I slept here last night. I was listening to this audiobook actually about like circadian rhythm, and it's interesting because I feel like it's all thrown off. So it takes a little bit of time for like that whole rhythm to like get off and catch up with you. So I'm finding that I need to, I was looking, it's this way it said that Azariah had an appointment. So I was trying to see where the appointment was. I could just waited till it was end, but I was like, oh, something popped up. What is it? Is it okay? Okay, guys, that's about it. Yeah. I'll let you know when we know the upcoming surgery, but for now it's just basically getting him healed and ready for his last, Lord willing, surgery. We may not know. Somebody asked in the comments below, or a couple people asked in the comments below, like, is he going to get a shunt and that type of stuff? This is supposed to, like, the procedure that he had is hopefully going to be enough and he won't need a shunt. But if he does need a shunt, then that would happen. That could happen even like after, like on an outpatient basis, and then have to come back in. He'll be evaluated by neurosurgery and neurology on a consistent basis. So we may not know. We may know before we leave, but we may not know, and that's okay. I'm okay with it as long as I get teached and trained and everything, and I feel comfortable with him. Like, yeah. Let's go home and do this. Have a great day.